Hello. Welcome to Piano Today. I'm actually very, very excited to bring you a special edition of Learn With Me lessons. We are learning the Ukrainian national anthem today. I found a very good late beginner version of it, and I think it would touch a lot of people's hearts to know that we are spending the time to learn this piece today. So I can't wait to get started. Before we do that though, if you don't mind liking and sharing this video, I know there's probably many people who would like to show their support for the incredible country of Ukraine and its people. So make sure to share so that other people can learn this piano piece. Don't forget to subscribe as well. I've been here on YouTube now for 2 years and all the amazing support that I've had has been incredible. So keep spreading the word. Next, if you ever want feedback from learning any of the piano lessons or songs here that we have on my channel, join my Discord server. That's the heart and soul of my piano learning community. I would love to help you, give you advice and some feedback on your piano playing, and we will continue on your piano learning journey together. And lastly, but definitely not least, I operate on Patreon, okay? So the people that have made that financial commitment to me every single month are on Patreon, and I would not exist on YouTube without their support. Running a channel and providing lessons on a regular basis can be expensive, but thanks to the patrons that I have supporting me monthly, I can bring you these public lessons, right? So if you ever want to consider joining as a patron, I would be so incredibly grateful for that financial support. Thanks so much for considering. All right, so let's dive right in, okay? Now, if you're looking for the music, go ahead and look in the description of this video and you'll find a copy of it, okay? Now, it's a beginner version, okay? It's not going to be a grand, amazing thing, but it's definitely accessible, and that's what I wanted for this, because to have the most impact across the world in supporting our Ukrainian brothers and sisters, I wanted it to be an accessible lesson, okay? So I've printed it off. I put it in a file folder because that's just what I do. So let's talk about this beautiful anthem here. So I see my tempo marking as andante, right? It's walking tempo. Imagine, very proud Ukrainian people marching, walking together in solidarity to this beautiful anthem, okay? I noticed from the very beginning, there's a B flat in the key signature. So that's telling me that we are going to be in F major. I know this because the very first notes, F, F major to begin, okay? Now, I do notice that throughout this anthem, we do touch on the relative minor of F major. Now, if you know your relative minor, that's going to be 3 half steps down to D. So that's why we know it's also going to be D minor as a relative minor. We encounter that throughout this anthem, okay? So I'm really excited to get started. So let's do that. We're going to look very first at the first 2.5 lines. I'm calling this section 1, right hand to begin. Okay? Let's switch to piano view and let's get started. All right. So looking here in piano view, I've got F major to begin. My very first note in the right hand is an F with an A on top. So we have this series of parallel thirds going throughout the beginning part of this piece, okay? Now I'm going to take it a lot slower than I normally would, so you can see how we are going about this piece, okay? We have a dotted quarter note, we have a series of eighth notes, we also have some added thirds below the third to incorporate that raised 7th tone in D minor. So pay close attention to that and we will get started. Okay, I'll be saying a select number of notes in here as we proceed. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. F and A. Add your C sharp. Very good. D and F. C sharp and E. 6. D. Hold. C sharp and E. D. Very good. this is the second part, C sharp, 6th, D, parallel thirds, climbing up to F and A, rest, back to C sharp and E, 6th, stopping there, okay? Now in that section there, it's parallel thirds going all the way up, leading into section B, okay? Or section 2 is what I'm calling it. Now you'll notice there's a ton of parallel thirds in here. It's very much set up in a choral type chord progression, because if you're thinking of an anthem, people are singing to it, right? So you've got different voice parts going on here. You've got like a soprano and an alto doing a third, right? Right, so that's like the alto line in there. You want to make sure that you're giving enough volume and power to each of those voice parts so that it makes sense when the whole chord comes together, okay? It's a beautiful anthem, absolutely, but each voice has to have its time to shine, okay? And those alto and soprano lines really, really work together to make this beautiful line, okay? Now, you'll notice that some of the fingering that I'm choosing in here is a little funny, okay? Because some of these parallel third patterns, I don't have enough fingers to go all the way up. So sometimes you'll see me doing a 1 and a 2 on a third and doing double duty for some of those fingers. So while you're practicing this piece and you're noticing those patterns, see which finger combinations are going to be most comfortable for you, okay? Some of them will be really weird and strange, and you won't like them at all. But other chord patterns and other finger patterns may work better for you, okay? And there's nothing wrong with changing finger patterns to work with your hand and your finger muscles. There's nothing wrong with that. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and play the section 1 right hand one more time so you can pay closer attention. And listen carefully to some of the articulation marks too, okay? All right, let's try it again. Just the right hand. All right. Starting here with your F and A, I'm starting with a 1 and a 2. Actually, I should probably do a 1 and a 3, so we'll do that. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. Hold. Hold. Rest. And then we'll stop there, okay? Now, you'll notice too, I am doing sort of a very, very light pedaling to encourage the legato sounds between some of those intervals, especially when I'm running out of fingers. I use the pedal to my advantage to keep that legato throughout the phrase, so that way I'm not losing the integrity of that melody. So give yourself the chance to use very light pedal during some of those runs where you've got those parallel thirds, so it doesn't feel like it's all disjointed and not quite working out the way you want, okay? Let's give the left hand now a good run through of this section 1, and then we'll try hands together for section 1, see what it sounds like, okay? Now the left hand's pretty fun because it's nice, it's that strong foundational base. You're really gonna enjoy it, okay? All right, let's switch. All right, so I love this part. It's down here with our low F. We are starting here with half notes, okay? I will say my note names here since they're single notes, okay? Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. F, 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 G, A, D, D, A, down to D, 2, 3, low C, F, hold, F, hold, F, G, A, D, D, A, low D, 2, 3, rest, hold, up to D, hold, and A, hold, quarter note, D, D, C, C, F, hold, F, rest, hold, up to D, hold, down to D, A, back to D, 2, rest, rest. And that's section 1 for the left hand. I told you it was fun. I like that back and forth down between super low and then into the middle. It's nice. It's a good foundational line for this beautiful anthem. So, do you think we need to go over that left hand one more time? Maybe we can do it one more time and I won't say anything this time. Let's try that. All right, let's do it one more time. Okay, starting with our low F. This is that F major we were talking about, right? F major. 1, 2, ready, play. And there you have it. All right. Nice left hand, huh? Yeah. So there you go for section 1. Okay. Let's try to play section 1 hands together now. Okay. It'll still be nice and slow. So you can hear how these voices all sort of work out together. Okay. Then we'll jump into section 2, which isn't that long. It's just a line and a half. Okay. Let's try it together. All right, so moving here to our F major. F and A for the right hand and a low F in our left hand. Here we go, I'm gonna count off. 1, 2, ready, play. really, really is. And if you put the time and the dedication and the practice and the heart into it, oh, it's just going to mean so much to the Ukrainian people. I just know it. Spending the time to learn something like this when they are going through so much right now is so meaningful. So keep that in mind as you're practicing. Now let's look at section 2, okay? Looking at the right hand in particular, after that repeat sign, you're looking at 14, 15, 16, measure 17. You see the repeat sign facing the right? That means that between measure 17 and the end, we're going to be repeating that section, okay? Right there, we have our notes. Leading into it is an A and a C, right? So remember that scale pattern. Leading right into it, okay? Let me switch to piano view. Let's learn it. All right, here we go. So the measure before it, 1. There it is, A and C. Now we have something else here going down a half step. Okay, this is a G and a B natural. Now listen to that again. 1 and 2, ba-dum, bum, right? So that G sharp is not something that happens in the key signature, so make sure you're aware of that. They also took the B flat away because we have a B flat in the key signature, so they put a natural sign instead. So we have that. Down to E and G. 6th, B flat's back. 5th, G and B flat. Measure 21 is the same. Good. E and G. 6th, B flat. And D. Yeah. So that's that section, okay? I'm going to go back and do the repeat because we're going to be repeating it. I'm going to play it more slowly this time, though, because I think I was rushing. I get excited. Sometimes I rush. That's normal. Okay, so we're starting here with A and C. I'm going to count off properly this time so you can play along. 1, 2, ready, play. A and C. Half step back, F and A, E and G, 6th, C and G, F and A, G and B flat, C and A, back to the half step, G and E, 6th, B flat, C sharp and E, 6th, then D, hold and D, rest. That was better. That was definitely better, okay? Now, this is the trickiest part of the whole anthem. You want to get it just right. Okay, let me switch back here. I'm talking and nobody can see me. So this is the trickiest part. I would definitely call this probably the most important part of the anthem. You want to make sure that emotion is injected in there between those half steps in the right hand, right? You have that lead up. Ba-dum, bum, 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 ba-da-da-da-dum, bum, bum. Strong F, ba-dum, and again, ba-da-da-dum, bum, up, ba-da-da-da-dum, bum, down to C sharp and 6th, and on D, right? It's just, it has so much in it, and that's the part where you want to be the most confident in playing, okay? You'll get there, trust me. It takes work, it takes practice. If you're learning piano with me, you know that, right? You know that it's going to take work, and you know it's going to take practice. And you know that it's going to take little bits of progress at a time, okay? We're not unrealistic here. This is a difficult anthem, okay? When it's shifting between F major and D minor, and having so much passion in it, you know, there's a lot riding on this anthem, okay? So back to section 2. We're gonna look here now at 14, 15, 16, measure 17, looking at the left hand now, okay? Single notes, Nice and strong, foundational. Really keeping the momentum going in this anthem, okay? Let's give it a try. Left hand only. Okay, so looking here, we're starting with a low F again. Ooh, my favorite. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. F, 2, 3, 4, C, 2, 3, C sharp, D, D, C natural, E, F, 2, 3, C back to F, 2, 3, F, C, 2, 3, C sharp, then D, 2, then A, strong end on D, and D, rest. Then we have the repeat, right? Let's do that again. 1, 2, ready, play. F, 2, 3, 4, up to C, 2, 3, C sharp, then D, D, C natural, E, F, 2, 3, C strong, F, 2, 3, F, up to C, 2, 3, C sharp, D, hold down to A, hold up to D, strong ending, D, rest. And there it is, okay? Now, hands together, this section, okay? Section 2, let's play through it together. I'm only gonna play it one time through so that way you can hear the whole anthem all the way through properly when we're done, okay? All right. Let's give it a try, starting on section 2. Now, I've got my right hand up here with my C and A, my low F in my left hand. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. That section 2, okay? Beautiful. Now you can see how much emotion can be in this beautiful anthem, right? Think of the people of Ukraine, okay? Really think of the people of Ukraine. Work on this piece and just imagine the difficulties and strife and trauma that they're going through, and give this piece your all. Give them your heart, okay? I'm going to play this beautiful anthem all the way through now, okay, with that double repeat at the end. And I just want you to imagine that, okay? Follow along in your music if you like, but put your heart in it, okay? Here we go. All right. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, play. national anthem. Wonderful, beautiful, just an incredibly impactful and memorable anthem. So put your due diligence in it, give it some good practice, do it for the Ukrainian people. I promise you, you'll feel a sense of peace in your heart, knowing that you're spending the time to learn something that's that special. All right. I'm going to end this lesson with just a message. I just want to make sure that the people of Ukraine know that we are thinking about them, we are praying for them, we're keeping them in our hearts and doing everything in our power to support them. Donations, prayer. I know a lot of people pray, and just remembering that they are our brothers and sisters and we're not going to abandon them. Okay. And the last thing is the rallying cry, Slava Ukraini. All right. Have a lovely lesson. Happy practicing. I'll see you soon. Bye-bye.